Hey, Anthology family. It's
Hello.
great to see you. We'll just get straight into it. So,
Yeah.
Chael, you don't get an opportunity often to talk about everything that's on your mind on a Sunday. There's a very short amount of time for you to communicate what you're going through. So, what we want to start trying to do is give you some opportunities to talk about, hey, what maybe did you not get a chance to communicate on a Sunday evening? So, in light of that, we're just going to jump right into it. So this past week we talked about the altar of the family. No, altar of life.
Yeah, altar of life.
Talked about altar of life, and we kind of talked about, hey, what does it look like to take Jesus into where you work, play, and live? If I got that right. And so, is there any more thoughts you have? Anything you didn't get to communicate to us?
I mean, a ton. I already preached too long, so there's always stuff I gotta cut. Anyway, but yeah, we talk about the altar of life. We're talking about where we live, work, and play. Where you show up to work. If you don't work, you go to school. More than likely, you have a neighborhood or an apartment or place where you live, and then we all have hobbies and things that we do for fun. Or just going to the gym or whatever. So that's what we're talking about, and inviting God into those spaces. And what I feel like I've noticed over time is we tend to go to one of two extremes. We talk about inviting God into our life and what we're doing. We tend to start with, God, I'm desperate. There's this bad thing and I really need help with this thing. And so our way of engaging with God and asking God and inviting God into what we're doing is primarily looks like, God, help. And that's not a bad place to start, right? Like, God is our helper. He does help us through things. And so that's good. Like, it's not a bad thing to do that. The other extreme that we often go to is that we think about inviting God into what we're doing or into different aspects of life in terms of mission. And like, God, I want you to come and I want you to help me reach my friends and help me let people know about you and talk about Jesus. And so we think primarily about inviting God for the sake of reaching other people. Both of those things are good things to do. Don't hear me say that. But one thing I felt like I wanted to lean into a little bit more in this message and didn't have time to do it is I think there's a middle space where we're just inviting God into where we live, work, and play just because we want to be with him in those spaces where, God, I just want you here with me and I want you to have your way in whatever it is I'm doing. And if that means that you're going to help me with something I'm going through, great. If it means that you're going to meet me and give me kind of words to say or ways to care and love for my neighbor or show them who Jesus is, then that's awesome too. But I think oftentimes we come to God and invite him into these spaces with an agenda in mind rather than, no, God, you bring your agenda into it. And one of the ways I was thinking about this is like the difference between an Airbnb versus selling your house. Okay. So if you have an Airbnb and you rent an Airbnb, there are rules and stipulations about what you can and cannot do in that house. You can't move the furniture around. You can't paint the walls. You can't do any of that stuff.
There's always a locked closet somewhere.
You can't get in that, right? Yeah. So it's not yours, and you're not allowed to go into it and do what you want. Versus when you buy a home and someone gives you the keys, it's yours to do with it whatever you want to do. And so you can change the paint color, get rid of the furniture. You can do whatever you want, move walls, whatever you want to do, because it's yours. And so when we are inviting God into our everyday life, we're wanting to like give him the keys, so to speak, and say, God, this isn't an Airbnb where I'm giving you permission only work in these areas. I'm saying, I want you in every aspect of my life. So come. To have your way. So that prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, is actually a really radical prayer, but it needs to be our consistent posture that we have in every arena of life, but especially in building this altar of life. And so I would love to have more time to talk about what does that look like, but I would just simply say, practice just saying, God, I want you to have your way today. I want you to do whatever it is that you want to do. I just want to be with you today and whatever that looks like. So that's what I would talk more about.
Yeah, no, I think that's great because that hits both ends of the spectrum. So when you're behind closed doors by yourself, Jesus, I want you here. Yeah. When I'm with my friends, I'm at work or whatever, like where Jesus could use you to further his mission, Jesus, I want you here. That's so it. We just do the small practice of inviting Jesus into everything and giving him the keys.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Chael.
Yeah.
Thank you, church family. We'll see you next time.